Hi, I'm Devin,
I'm Colton.
and this is the Tangent Plant. Here to talk about a variety of things. I guess this is our third episode that we were recording. How you doing, Colton? How's your weekend so far?
Oh, we're doing all right. Had my sister's baby sprinkle today at a Italian restaurant. That was pretty fun. Everybody got together and gave her. We actually, because we are done having kids, so we have all of my son's baby clothes, or had now. We gave her 11 diaper boxes full of boys' clothes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that
So
was,
she's having a boy. I'm taking it.
yeah. Yep, she's due next month. So we went over there. Family got together. We played some games, and they ate a bunch of pizza and fucking breadsticks. And I'm gonna. It's gonna tear me up. I know it is. Not having a functioning gallbladder, so it just hadn't
Mm,
hit. It just hadn't hit me yet. Looking forward to that. Got that surgery scheduled for the 19th of this month. So
how long the
hopefully,
recovery process you think that'll be?
doctor says 2 weeks. I'll be off work for the first week for sure, and they offered me a they offered me a cubicle or an office position for the second week, so at least I'll have a paycheck coming in and not have to use my PTO. But because I
Yeah,
don't I don't qualify for FMLA till I get there, or till I've been there for a year. So
really.
yeah,
Okay.
so
How long
I
you been there? 6 months?
since
No.
October,
Okay.
October 11, 12, 13th, because
Oh yeah.
company shut down on the 10th, whatever that following Monday was. I think it was the 13th.
I don't even want to talk about it. I still get upset about it, bro. That was a real that was a real fun day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I imagine it was for you. I was fucking sitting at home. I got the phone call and was like, oh, well, all right then. Guess I'll have to go back to work.
I had to listen to drivers be like, "What am I supposed to do?" I'm like, "Unhook from your load and I guess go home." I was like, "I'd try to fuel up right now as quick as you can
Yeah.
and drive as far as you can because there's nothing for you, man." They just didn't. The guys didn't understand what was going on. I was like, "We don't exist anymore." I was like, "We're not real." I
Yeah.
was like, "This is
Yeah.
all facade now."
I was gonna wear, because only reason I'm wearing a hat now is because I got fucking hat hair from wearing a hat all day. I had my current employer's hat on, and I was like, I better change that. I was gonna wear one of theirs, but I was like,
Yeah.
nah, fuck them. So I wore my butt snorkeler hat.
What makes it even better is when you leaned in and it got a little bit louder. I love that.
Well, and if you look, it's a man wearing goggles and a snorkel in some butt cheeks.
And some butt cheeks.
Yeah,
Now, so
he's
are those
he's
men
really getting
cheeks
in there.
or women cheeks or what's going on with that? Are we
Uh,
decided?
I, well, I'll leave that up to your imagination.
Okay. Well, I led with the men one first, so maybe we both know. Anyways, well, you could have taken inspiration from our coworker and just put on all Montgomery gear and
All of his
stand
social
next.
media.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
over social media.
he's so fucking hard for that company.
Dude, he's hard to paint, bro. He's a hard man, just all the
He's
time.
he's so hard. He's
He's so
he's he
stoic.
he loves it when he gets to watch his wife get down with other homies.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I don't know what to feel about all that. I sometimes when I'm all alone, it'll creep in my mind like, why did you do that? But you know what? Not my life. I just know that that man loves Montgomery Transport and what it stood for.
Uh huh.
So, which I don't
What it
know. I
what
can't
it
judge him,
stood
I
it
guess.
for.
What it stood for, yeah.
What it stood it for. It don't stand for nothing now because she don't exist.
Not a thing. Yeah. Just like the loyalty in that relationship, it doesn't exist. So that was that. um, but good. I'm glad you had a good time at your you say your cousins or your sister?
My sister. To be
Your
fair, I
sister's
did not want to go. but I figured as free food, and also I ordered me a carryout order for dinner tomorrow.
There you go.
Because me and another guy, another driver, he's spending the weekend in Fort Wayne this weekend for his 34, so we're gonna meet up for lunch tomorrow.
Man, of all places to spend for your birthday, Fort Wayne, Indiana just really takes the cake.
Nah, for his 34-hour reset.
Oh, okay. The way
Not
you
his
made
not
it
his
sound
birthday.
like his birthday. I was like, damn, what a
No.
place to decide.
Yeah. No, he's at the truck stop in town currently. I think he got there this afternoon. I haven't talked to him today. I ought to call him tomorrow and be like,
Do
"Hey,
I know him?
yeah."
Mm.
His last name sounds like Quagmire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I talked to him on the phone actually the day I got off the phone with you. I talked to him for about what, 45 minutes probably.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I think we're gonna meet up with T Dog's dad. I think too.
Okay. Okay.
Just
He,
hanging out with everybody.
he was giving me podcast advice. I appreciated it.
Oh yeah, I've been talking to him about it too.
Mm.
He is also down if we ever end up like wanting a guest or
Yeah,
having somebody call in. He's down for that. He wants to tell trucking stories.
I would love that. My brother
I'll
said
have
he
a
would also be down.
I'll have a name for that segment whenever that comes to fruition.
I think it'd be great to have. Like, so we have. My brother wanted to hop on one day. He's a good conversation guy, and then um Mr. Q, he's a really good he
Yeah,
has good stories, and I think we all three would conversate really well.
yeah.
So um
Let me ask you a question.
yeah.
You ever take a shit so big you look at it and think, yeah, I could be gay.
Yeah, actually when I was on the phone with you when
Of
I was
course, he
at
was on the
Beals,
phone with me.
yeah, I was actually at Beals and the like clothing place, and I heavily damaged that toilet, and I was like, dude, that's a lot. Like that was insane. I didn't expect it, you know. So,
Yeah. Well, it's either like sometimes you can tell.
yeah.
It's like, oh, this is gonna be nasty, and then sometimes you sit down and you push and you push and you push and you push, and then it's just like a nugget or two nuggets.
Yeah.
The worst ones are like the clean wipers, but also then you go to stand up and then it's gone. It just vanishes down the pipe. You ever had that happen?
Okay, yes. But did you said you stand to wipe?
No, you wipe
Oh,
and then you
okay.
stand,
Oh, okay. I
and then
was
you're
like,
like,
that's a weird.
what the fuck? I know I shit. I felt it come out, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
it's not in there.
Now, this happens to me. It used to happen to me quite often where I feel like I'd have to take a shite. I'd go in there and nothing happened. I'd walk out, and 3 minutes later, I'd run back in there, dude, and I would just let have just all over the place.
I
Not
think
all
that's
over the place, but
I think that's called IBS.
is it?
I don't know.
Well, I might have it. I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
not
Never checked.
I'm no rocket doctor, but that don't seem right. I'm not a
It doesn't.
smart man, but I know something's fucked up when I see it.
It doesn't happen all the time. It used to happen more frequent, but it would like, man, I really have to go, and I feel like I have to go, and then I get in there, nothing. I'd come back out here, and then or wherever, and I'd be like, dude, it's all of a sudden my stomach would hurt 20 times worse, and I'd run in there and be like, oh, okay,
It's
this,
like it's like you just push the cork out, and then it's like, ooh, oh god,
yeah.
and you get the poop cramps, and then you get in there and just turn inside out.
The way I looked at it was like a gift, like when you open a present and it's like something little, and then you're like, oh, sad face, and then you like, there's more tissue paper, and you open it up, and it's like a brand new, PS5 or something. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god, it's
yeah.
like that. So I see it as
You
a gift.
open it up, and it's just like a bag of candy, and then well, you can't see my hands. I don't know why I did that. It's like a bag of candy or a fucking $20 gift card to somewhere, and then like you said, you open it up, and it's like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah,
Only it's big watery dump.
it's a Duke. And then this is crazy that we're getting
Did
this.
you
There's
say it's a
sometimes
dick?
no, it's a Duke.
Oh, Duke,
Like
like
a
Dookie,
Duke.
like
Yeah,
poop. I
yeah,
thought you said
yeah.
dick, like he was excited to have a dick in a box,
No,
or
no, I've not. I've not.
a dick come out of your butt.
I've not ran into either one of those situations yet in my life.
Yeah,
Not
give it
yet.
time.
Yeah, yeah. Give it time. It's all right. I'm only 31. We'll see what happens. Um, but or like it just doesn't stop. Like it's like a continuous. Like you're like, dude, I can't believe I'm still going.
Yeah,
And
it's I
those are enjoyable.
it's great living in a house with one bathroom because I'll be on the toilet and that'll happen to me sometimes where it's just like every time I think I'm done, more comes out.
Yep.
And kids are knocking on the door, Daddy, I gotta go potty. Or my wife comes in, I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm like, well, I have poop coming out of me currently, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wait.
We're blessed to have two bathrooms, but the problem is like I don't know what's going on with these kids, man, but they'll just light it up and like hardcore, and then they don't spray or leave a fan on, and you walk in and they'll close all the doors, so it's just
Yeah.
sealed in there, and then you walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, who would do this? Like why would
Who
you be
does
so
this?
mean? Yeah, who would be so cruel and unusual
My
to
oldest forgets to flush the toilet pretty regularly. So there'll just be a turd in there stinking the bathroom up for 2 hours till somebody else goes in to go to the bathroom. It's like, what the Chelsea? What the fuck?
yeah, 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 why would you do this?
Why would you do this to me?
Well, so when I was a little kid, I ate a whole box of fruit roll-ups. The red and blue ones, like a whole box
Well,
in
those are
one
just made of
sitting.
fruit. That's all right.
Yeah, and dude, I had to show my grandpa because of course, my stomach hurt and I had to use the bathroom. But my poo was just red and blue, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I was like, "Look, I'm so patriotic. Look at what's going on," And
His
he's like,
his
"That's
eyes
not
probably got,
good."
yeah, he's probably freaking out. We gotta go to the doctor right now.
Yeah. He goes, "What did you do?" I was like, "Well, you said I could have some fruit rolls." She goes, "The whole box?" I was like, "Well, yeah." Like, well, there's not a lot of rules there. I kind of like just as long as I didn't get hurt or get in trouble like
Oh
by the
yeah,
law, it was kind of like one of those.
I had grandparents like that. Fuck, I'd have bowls of ice cream for breakfast, stay up till midnight watching TV.
Yeah,
Just get
I loved it.
wait till the softcore Cinemax movies came on after Grandma and Grandpa went to bed.
Oh, dude, Stars had the best.
Did they?
Like Star. Yeah. Oh, okay. So the first
They
one,
weren't.
go ahead.
We didn't have the money for stars, so it was just
Oh,
whatever was available. So we had the Skinamax.
so when I was a kid, I was not purposely looking for this. It was just really late at night, and I thought it was like a scary movie. And the reason why I thought it was a scary movie was because, like, the first scene I watched, it was this girl talking about her dad. And she goes, "My mom died. And for 2 days, my dad had her in the bedroom just having his way with her." And I was like, what kind of movie is this? And then it's just like, that the soft music. And then
Yeah,
it was like, and I was like, I didn't understand because the only way, like, as far as adult entertainment that I'd been introduced to at that point was not that. There was a girl that lived across the street from my grandparents. I'm not going to say her name for respect, but she was pretty cool. Her mom let her do whatever she wanted, and her dad died in a well, he became a quadriplegic in a motorcycle accident and then died. And so in his room, they had this computer. And one day she put on like adult entertainment online. I was like, and I was maybe 9, 10,
hell yeah.
and it wasn't like confusing. I was like, whoa, what is this? But that stars, that stars shindig that they had going on television, that was confusing just because I thought it was a scary movie, and then it just cuts to right to them just doing stuff for a long time, and I was like, this is wild.
Yeah, my grandparents lived, well, when I was a kid, they lived catty corner from long-time neighbors. They lived there forever. Like my grandpa would walk over there and get his hair cut like twice a month or something. She had her own little barber chair set up in there and would just you go over there and get your hair cut.
Right.
So I got to be friends with their son, and he was he's quite a bit older than me. I'm I'm 30, so he's probably pushing 40 now. And so back then I was 7, 8, maybe. I mean, I was 10 or less, and
Hmm.
he he had this like it's almost like a cookie tin, but it wasn't cookie. It was something else.
Yeah.
And in there was just like Polaroid pictures of women just sprawled out on the bed, like full, like literally spread eagle, full nude, everything. And I was like, "What is this?" I was free, like didn't understand what I was looking at, and he was like, "That's what being a man looks like." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know how to like." I was fucking like
Yeah.
9 probably, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, and I left. And I didn't like like my fucking I was 9. My dick didn't work yet. Nothing even happened.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and like I was never the same after that.
Yeah.
That changes a boy.
Yeah.
I ran back across. I didn't tell them anything
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I was just sexually something. And
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. I was going to ask you. Like, that man was older than you. He didn't do
yeah,
anything to you, but
he was. I mean, at that he was mid teenager. He was probably. I bet he was 15, 14, 15 at the time. So it was
okay.
probably normal for him.
Right.
But yeah, it was like I don't know what to do with this information. I
I
ran
had to
back to my
ponder on
grandparents,
this.
and they were like, "You just left. You didn't want to hang out with him today or something?" He's like, "I said no, no, he wasn't home. He was hanging out with another friend, so I came back." and and then I mean, we still stayed friends for a long time after that. I bet I was probably 15, 16 before he went to jail the first time, and I stopped talking to him.
Okay. Okay. All
And
right.
he's one of them, in and out of jail all the time. I think he was an only child, in and out of jail all the time. Fucking face tattoos all the way down to his fingertips, just
Oh,
tattoos.
jeez.
And he was he was the cool kid on the block because he had like dirt bikes and go-karts, and he actually he I don't it was it's a we had a weird dynamic, me and him, because like he showed me that, but also
Hmm.
wouldn't let me drive his go-kart because it was too fast for me and I'd get myself hurt.
What a nice guy. At least he's thoughtful. He seems like a thoughtful person.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know how he is. I see him on occasion now, like at the local festivals and stuff,
Hmm.
and I don't want to go talk to him. He probably don't recognize me because that was fucking 20 years ago. But
Next time you see him, you need to pull out like that tin can of Polaroids and like give it to him.
yeah,
Like, remember this? Like,
yeah. God, I don't even I don't even know what ever happened with that because that was the only time I ever saw it. I never saw it
he
again.
probably still has it.
He probably does. He probably has that memory locked in his brain too. Remember that time I traumatized a fucking 9-year-old with this?
The first, what that girl showed me, maybe it was because a girl showed me that it wasn't as traumatizing,
Yeah.
but it was like, it was still weird. Like I said, it was, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, okay. And like, I felt obligated to watch and like stay. And like, but at the time it wasn't like videos. It was just pictures.
Yeah.
It was just like pictures of stuff. And
Well,
I was
back in,
like,
back in my day, we didn't have
"Y-
much of the we didn't have the
yeah.
internet to look up stuff like that. And
Well, her
if
mom,
you did, it was dial-up internet, and it took you 15 minutes to load one picture.
her mom was like, she was really tall and skinny and she used to be somewhat attractive. So there were pictures, like huge pictures all over their house of
Ew.
her mom and like assless chaps on like motorcycles. She used to like model for like Harleys and stuff. And her
Ew.
dad rode motorcycles. So like, well, her mom would also drive with us. Like one day she took me horseback riding. And I now looking back on it, I know exactly what it was. I thought it was just cigarettes, but it was like there were cigarettes in there, but she was huffing joints and just driving us like two kids to
Yeah.
go ride horses. And she was a cool, broad, but like at the same time,
What do
looking
they
back on, it,
call
I was
that?
like, oh,
What do they call
what?
that? That's like a spliff or something.
Okay, a
Where
spliff is just it's a mixed. It
yeah,
has tobacco and
yeah,
um it's big in Thailand. Like overseas, like when my cousin first came back from Thailand for like 3 months straight, all we smoked was spliffs. And I was like, dude, I gotta I'm good. Like I'm all right. I don't want any more spliffs. Like I'm all right.
Nicotine and weed, that's a hell of a mix.
I was like, let's just smoke blunts at that point. Like let's just
Yeah.
smoke blunts because that's what a
Yeah,
blunt
cause
like that's
yeah, 'cause at least you're not getting cancer from the cigarettes.
yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And but she was like that she wasn't neither of them were like bad people. I think like that girl didn't know what to do with herself because her dad died. And her dad was like her everything. She talked about him all the time. And then that lady was just kind of no longer attractive, working in a trailer factory, not modeling for with bikes and stuff. And there was a guy that lived with her too that was like her dad's best friend that would help take care of him. And then he just never left. When so would be over, she'd be showing me stuff online and he would just pop his head and be like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like, "Oh, looking online." And he's like, "All right." And this is really weird that I think about it. This is bringing me back a lot, but like her dad's room, because he was in a wheelchair, they had an elevator that was built. So like when you wheeled him into his room, the elevator would just go down because it was like
Mm,
it was there was a weird like level from where the entry was to the floor. It was like
mm.
very it was a big difference. And so I would all the time I would just stand on it and push the button and you'd go down for like 2 seconds and then I'd hop off. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Meanwhile, it's very traumatizing probably for her, like to have
Yeah.
this thing in here. So I don't know. It was but yeah. So it wasn't like that was the first thing that I ever saw, because the first time I went to her house, I was like, oh my God. And I looked at her mom and I looked at those pictures and I was like, oh my God. Like,
That's your
like
mom,
this,
and that's her
yeah,
ass.
yeah, dude, like just assless chaps just been over a bike, and you're like, oh, okay. It was
Yeah,
very
that's
strange.
that's totally normal for your own children to see.
Yeah, like take a look here, sweetie. Look at
Yeah.
mommy. You
Look at
know.
mom. Look at mommy's asshole. It's right there.
Yeah. So that was always fun. I've got a question for you.
What?
Now this has come up in conversation before. When you shower now, do you use a washcloth or do you just barehand it or do you have some kind of washing
No,
utensil?
I'm a washcloth guy. I'm yeah. I don't know what that
I,
says about me, but
I
I
have a
don't I don't I don't
washcloth.
like loofahs. The only time I've ever barehanded it is if as is if I'm using like a bar of soap, like
Yeah.
a body wash bar soap. But most of the time, 90% of the time, even at like truck stops actually supply towels and washcloths, I'll use a truck stop washcloth because I don't like
Mm.
bare handing it.
When I use soap, I would use a
Feels too
washcloth.
good on my pee pee.
If I use a bar of soap, I'll use a washcloth and I'll get both wet and then whatever. Now I do have a loofah. I
Hmm.
usually use a loofah. Um but I've only the only time I really barehanded it is if like I was like staying at like a chick's house and I couldn't find a washcloth or something. There was just a towel. Like, well,
You
I'll
just
just use her
if
Dove.
she's got hers hanging on the wall, just use hers. Fuck it.
Well, I didn't know, I didn't know where that, like, what's going on with that. And I'm like, I don't want some weird disease on me or something. Not even disease. Like, I don't know. I just don't want to use that.
Get
So
get to gonorrhea.
yeah. Well, or it would just be like a
I've had
couple
that.
times. Well, yeah, no, a couple times. It would be like the ones that they would use on their face. So it's like, it's the softer ones and there'd be no other thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to dig through her stuff. So I'll just
Just
use
wash
my
my ass
hand.
with her face cloth.
Yeah, here we go. Thank you for being such a bitch, Trixie.
Yeah.
Here's pink eye. So,
Get fucked, nerd.
hell yeah. Just like, but
You just
no,
write "get fucked, nerd" in the mirror, so when next time she takes a shower, the mirror steams up, and then
yeah,
she reads "get fucked, nerd" after she gets pink eye from your asshole cloth.
with the frowny face, like at the end, just a
Yeah.
frowny face. Yeah, I love that. That's funny. No, I was a big I was a big supporter of pranks. Now, this, I don't know, I'm not going to say anybody's name, but one time we definitely in school, in high school, thought this kid was a homosexual and he was just hiding it. So, what
It's
we were
one of
going to
them
do is,
queerosexuals.
yeah, so what we are going to do is we are going to pay a homosexual to ask him to go to the bathroom with him and try to kiss him. And if he accepted it, we'd find out he's gay. But that plot fell through. My friend
Hell of
and
a
I thought,
hell of
my
a way
friend,
to find out.
So
You
my
see,
friend and I
you
were,
see that hole in the stall wall right there?
yeah,
That's not for whispering.
yeah. Well, in our bathroom by the lunchroom, someone took a razor blade, and they actually, which really surprised me, they didn't take the door out for the longest, but on the stall door, someone carved the outline of a naked woman and put like little tits and a belly button. And so, like every time you go to the handicap stall, feel bad for the handicappers because they might not ever know what that's about, and
Yeah.
then they'd have to sit down and just stare at this terribly outlined naked woman that somebody did with a pocket knife. So.
Well, and in some aspects, that might be, you know, that might be so you're yucking somebody's yum here. There's
Yeah.
somebody they might get in there and just sit on the toilet and glaze logs, staring at that outline.
Well, when I was in jail for a couple days in my cell, so if you looked up in the ceiling, I don't know how they did this. I don't know. Somebody, I guess, probably stood on the top bunk, but someone drew a naked woman, like the size of, like, when you looked right up, all you could see it. I mean, it was very detailed. And so, like, I'm like, what kind of asshole does this? Because you can't, like, you're just,
Yeah,
it's a tease. You're like, well, this is done by Sharpie, so.
This is that is the best sharpie titties I have ever seen.
Yeah, that should be in a magazine.
Yeah,
But
it should be
again,
an art
something I'm
museum.
very yeah, dude. Something again I'm very surprised that they just let go, but like I guess it didn't
What are
matter
you
at
gonna do?
that
Take a
point.
pressure washer to it?
Yeah, I guess you just paint it over. That's what I would do. I just paint over it. It's like, no,
I'd
you guys aren't gonna have anything. No joy.
I'd be on the top bunk painting it over it myself.
Ah! Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing? They commissioned me to cover this, so I am. But my
How did he die? He was trying to paint the ceiling and had a heart attack because he came 17 times in
yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah. Record number here at the jail.
Yeah, that's the fourth one this week. What the fuck?
Yeah. But they yeah, no, they it was, I don't know. That was a very awful point in my life. So that was actually, I'm not, again, not gonna name any names, but my one friend, he he had a situation with the police officers and got himself a little dewey, and then
Hell yeah.
2 weeks later I talked to him the day it happened. He had to go back. So, because of something else. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I felt bad for him and his family, mainly his
Well,
family.
big dummy.
But yeah, if I went in the situation, which I will offline, it is not a very, like, it wasn't a very smart decision what happened. So, like, I don't feel that bad for him. But Columbia City, my cousin and I were talking about it, and it's just a giant system, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you go to jail.
Well,
They don't,
Columbia City ain't a real big town, so fuck. They got to
oh,
get
but
their
dude,
revenue somehow.
well, they get it because, mm, especially with this new jail, a lot of people come over from different states and stuff to be held there. And then, not only that, but like, I can't remember what the term is. It starts with R. It's not recidivism, but it's something. Like the return rate is wild. But it's like this: they keep you in jail for as short amount as they kind of can, and then because they have to feed you and stuff, and then they just put you on probation, so you have to pay them, or you go to work release. And at work release, they take 25% of your check,
Shoo.
20 right off the top. And so if you have to pay child support and that,
Oh yeah.
you're,
Good way to get a man homeless.
hmm and then on top of that, when you get out, let's just say at probation, you got to pay the probation fees and stuff. So
Yeah. Right.
it's a constant, and it's like once you're out of it, you better stay out of it because if they got you, man, they're not going to let go of you. It's just going to get worse. You're just going to get more in trouble. So unless he got the money, and even then, so like this is what kind of gets me. He had to pay to bail himself out, and then while he was out on bail, he got in trouble, so he had to pay bail again, and it's going to get revoked, and he's going to have to pay more. So you're talking thousands of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, dude, that is such a, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to talk guff about the guy. Everybody makes decisions. I've made poor decisions in my life. I can't.
Well,
you
and
know.
like, uh, I don't know if I've said this before, but Dr. John Deloney, his dad was a homicide detective, I believe,
Hmm.
in Houston or Austin, Texas, for a long time. Retired as being a homicide detective. He said of all the people, and I've kind of taken this perspective and ran with it a little bit. He said of all the people that he interviewed or interrogated is the right word. He said that, trying to think, everybody across the table, you're only two, three decisions, or even just a bad circumstance from being on their side of the table.
Hmm.
And he said the same thing about like being homeless. He's like a lot of the people that are homeless, and some of them are homeless under their own accord, I guess.
Yeah.
They definitely made some choices to put them there, and some of them enjoy it, I'm sure. But he said the vast majority of people that are homeless, anybody could be in their situation. It just you could lose your job and not have the money to keep your bills. You could get sick and go to the hospital and not have the money to pay your bills. You could, any number of things. You're two to three decisions or just one bad day away from being in their position. So he said it's like you got to be a little more graceful with some of those people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. I was listening to a guy talk online, and that's like detectives. I can't remember like what it's officially called, but like let's just say someone's telling a story, or we're being interrogated and they're really doing it. Cops will just randomly go like this or go like this in the middle of talking, and it throws the person off so much that it gets them out of their like story, and it like
Yeah,
totally fucks with them. Or
well, I imagine.
another guy was talking, and he's like, if you want to know someone's lying, let's just say they're making a pot of coffee. He goes, you know, when someone's really lying to you, where they can't, when they stop, they'll just stop what they're doing and tell you the story, and they're not just doing what they're
That
like.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so because they have to like
Because
rationalize and
they
think
gotta
about this.
stop and think about it. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and it's
That's
like, or
wild. I
I,
never would have thought about that.
yeah, but it's like at the same time, what if I'm just terrible at multitasking? What if I can't, like, I
Yeah,
can't talk and text for shit.
yeah,
So
me
it's
too.
like, what if I just
I'm the
have to
same way.
stop? But
I
I can
have
usually
I'm
do task and talk.
yeah, because I'm the same. If I'm like, because I can, uh, obviously, I'm a truck driver, so I can talk and drive and do normal tasks like that. But if I'm doing anything like fine motor or anything like that, it's like I have to stop talking and do what I'm doing and then continue, regardless if I'm telling a story or just having conversation. So that's kind of a fucked up way to
Yeah.
trick somebody. Them
Now
some
fair,
that's a gypsy trick right there.
to be fair, if you're texting and trying to talk, I can understand why, because you're having two different conversations. And so
Yeah.
you're trying to be like, I really love chocolate chip cookies, but at the same time, like, well, yeah, I can't really stand this. So you're trying to like have two
Yeah.
different conversations. So that I get, but I don't know. There's so many ways people read body language, and that's their profession, and they can tell if someone's this or someone's that, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times they're spot on. It's like I get that to an extent. I think when you become a parent and you watch your kids lie, and you're like, I know what they're doing, or things
Mm-hmm.
like that, you can kind of catch on. And the way I see, like, and this is going to sound really stupid, but you can't play a player, man. I'm really good with my words, and I know when you're telling me the truth. I
Mm-hmm.
know, especially in person, but even on the phone, I know when you're lying to me, dude. I can feel this, and it's not something that I rather enjoy sometimes, because it's like your friend, same guy that I was talking about earlier that just got picked up. It's just like this guy had a huge lying problem. And so I would sit there and listen to talk, and it's like in my head, I'm like, I know you're full of shit. And eventually I had to say something to him, like, dude, I know you're lying to me about a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff, so I don't know.
It's like everybody has their own unique tells, but also you can always tell, especially if you've heard that story before.
Yeah,
If because some people will not tell the same story the same way twice.
no.
whether they blow one detail or a couple details out of proportion the next time, or they totally fucking change how something happened.
Yeah.
I have a guy like that in my life where I like regularly will catch him like that's not how that happened. You weren't there. Oh yeah, I was. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
You weren't even in the same town.
And then I
That's
saw the
not.
second plane hit, and it's like you weren't there.
You weren't there.
You weren't there.
You're at work. Shut up, stupid. He ain't taking a day off in 35 years.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that plane hit the Pentagon. You weren't there.
You
You
weren't
weren't
there.
there. Yeah, you
I
weren't
was
there. There was no plane.
I was the only one. I was the only one with a parachute. That's how I survived.
I'm
I
DB
was
Cooper.
I was fighting that towel head tooth and nail to get that box
Yeah,
cutter away.
yeah,
Couldn't get it,
yeah.
so I jumped. Yeah,
He's
okay.
slippery. He's slippery. Had a lot of KY on
Slippery.
him. He's slippery. Yeah,
All that nitroglycerin.
yeah. You know how 93 went down? A lot of lube.
A lot of
You
baby
know.
oil.
Yeah, a little bit. He was the original pity that guy. He KY'd up.
That's
It's
right.
like okay.
Couldn't catch him. He was so slippery.
It's so slippery. Watch my hands. No.
It's like
Yeah.
like the ectoplasm from Ghostbusters. It's like he's so slippery.
So slippery.
Just a slippery little slither snake.
Speak. Little slither snake. Slippery.
I'm a snack.
Yeah, I'm a snake.
I'm a snack.
Okay, Ghostbusters, real quick. I know
Okay.
this is off topic, but I'm not
The
a
one with the women sucked.
I can't stand
Big
it. The
big bag of
dumbest
dicks.
the dumbest one ever is the one with all the women. And they make
Yeah.
dudes just look like complete morons. That's the
Hmm.
whole point of the whole thing is
Yeah.
like dudes are idiots and we've got this. And it's like, no, you don't.
That
It's
was
like the
that
worst
that
one.
came out in the era of women can do anything a man can do. I
And you
want
know how
like
you know why I know it didn't go well? They didn't make a second one, but they made another Ghostbusters, just not
yeah.
with them, you know?
Yep, that's right. They made the ones with the kids in it.
Yeah. Which isn't bad. The first
I
one wasn't
haven't
terrible.
I haven't seen those.
Well,
I'll be
it
honest.
ties into the old ones. Like it brings a lot of the old cast back, like the old
Now, see,
Ghostbusters.
that's
Yeah.
the way it should have been done in the first fucking place.
Hmm.
Instead of instead
And
of instead of girl power,
well, and then
which
they had that one lady that looks like just a complete man. I can't remember what her name is. She's on SNL.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, no, no, but yeah, yeah. See what you did there. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
She's gonna see this. She's gonna be like one of our only viewers. She's gonna be like, I
Yeah,
know they're
no
talking
shit.
about
I know
me.
they're talking about me.
Yeah.
Those fucking conservative bastards.
Yeah. Well, now she wants to leave Ireland because there's a bunch of people that are like well, super conservative where she's at now, and she's just
Yeah,
because she took a picture of these people standing outside of like wherever she was. They were like protesting, whatever, but they had green hats on that said "Make Ireland Great Again," and
hell
I
yeah.
could just see the irony of her being like, "I can't escape this," you know, like,
That makes me so happy.
dude. But I do feel bad for her because like out of nowhere, he just spewed on her, bro. It was just like Rosie O'Donnell, and then forever her life was changed because of President Trump. Like
Yeah,
totally just changed. Like
yeah. I wonder. I haven't heard anything about the Quiet Piggy
yeah,
in a while. I wonder how
that didn't
that.
look good, bro. I don't think
No,
that
you talk.
that put a bad
You
taste
talk
in my
about
mouth.
you talk about bad optics,
Yeah, well, and
man.
nobody thinks that was cool.
No,
Everybody's like, dude, you're a president. You got to have some kind of like demeanor and like decor, and
yeah.
not be like, shut up, piggy. Like,
Quiet Piggy.
yeah, enough. Like, you can't
That's.
be calling people piggy. You know, like.
I mean, if there was ever a president to do it, it's gonna be Trump.
Yeah, dude. We have lived through some
He's a loose
things.
cannon.
Yeah, dude. We have lived through some things, and that man is a lot of it. That guy has is like a big portion of it.
If nothing else, whether you think he's a good president, bad president, whatever side of the aisle you're on, you gotta admit that man is fucking funny.
Yeah.
His almost like it seems like his entire existence is just to troll the left.
Yeah. I think it is.
Except for, I mean, with the recent military operations and working on taking over Greenland. It's like some of the stuff he's doing is like, boy, he's pretty tactical, but also quiet, Biggie.
Yeah. Well, it's like I feel like he feels like, well, who knows the chance of JD Vance winning. So I feel like he's trying to put, he's only in his first year. You
Yeah,
still got
we
3
got
years left
three
of
more.
this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and here's the thing, it's felt long.
Yeah.
It's felt like a really long year because I think the main reason why is because every day he's saying something. Back in the day, presidents wouldn't address the nation except for a couple times. He's
Hmm.
addressing the nation every 3 days, like I'm taking
Well,
over. You know,
and it's all because of social media. 20
yeah,
years ago, you had to wait to hear him. Even with Obama, most of his like press releases and stuff was on the news on TV. He would speak in front
yeah,
of people, and with Trump, it's all social media, X and his Truth Social and Facebook and Instagram and all the. It's just his thumbs never stop. Seems like he's
no.
always trying to communicate.
If someone had just taken that phone away from him his first term, I think he would have done a lot better. I think
Yeah,
if he would have just like
if
not tweeted so much,
if
he
he
would
just
have.
keep his fucking mouth shut,
Yeah.
I think he'd be a lot more popular.
Well, I think another thing is like think about it. If you and I were in that situation and we're just two like normal people and we get in there with all these just complete douchebags and scumbags, I'm sure we'd be saying stuff every day like,
Oh,
this person sucks.
I would let out so many quiet piggies.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Like,
I am not the kind to be in a suit and tie. There's no way.
well, the thing with like Greenland, he's like, a couple days ago, he's like, "We're gonna do something about Greenland, whether they want or not. Because if we don't, the Russians will or the Chinese, and we cannot
Yeah.
allow that to happen."
Yep.
And the people of Greenland are like, "What do you?" And Denmark's like, if this is what was said by like Denmark's like official, like if American troops come there, you're supposed to fire upon them. It's like, dude, you don't understand how I feel like how quickly that'd be over with.
Well, yeah, the
Like,
population of Greenland is like 50,000 people.
yeah.
Oh, we could send 10,000 troops in there and wipe them out in a day
But it's like, okay,
if
I
they
get
wanted
what
to play hardball.
he's saying, but it's like we're sending American men and women like Iraq. I know, like, but even now, you listen to a lot of these guys' podcasts that served over there, and they're like, "What was it for? Like, what
Yeah.
it was? What did we?" So it's like you watch your friends blow up, you get hurt, you even if you don't get hurt, but you still fight in this war, you're still not the same person. You're
Yeah.
hurt in a different way,
Right.
and it's like all these things, and then you. Now, here's a very unpopular opinion. I support our troops. Let me say that I really do, and I think a lot of men and women um, should get disability. But that's becoming an issue quietly. Is like how many vets are getting like 100% disability, and they're getting like $8,000 a month when they're just like they were like logistics people that just
Yeah.
unloaded trucks all day, and then there's videos you can watch. Hey, want to get 100% disability from the VA? Here's how to do it, and it's just
Right.
like I get it, but you know, if you have everybody's on disability, it's like, well, that guy he sat at a desk. He
Right.
didn't do anything. He just sat
Right.
there and like he goes, on my hands, I got
He for,
carpal tunnel.
he's got carpal tunnel. He forgot his ear pro at the range one day, and now he has tinnitus.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, I have tinnitus.
I have
I
tinnitus.
yeah,
I'm a truck driver. I have
yeah,
tinnitus. I
I by the
I
way,
put 300,000 miles on a truck with no muffler. It was totally straight pipe from turbo back, and the stacks were 12 feet high. They were 2 or 3 feet off the top of the cab.
my lord.
You talk about ear ringing motherfucker. You let the jakes out going down the side of a mountain, and by the
Mm.
end of it, by the time you get to the bottom, you're like, oh, thank fuck. You start climbing, you get to the next one, and oh god, you get to the bottom, oh thank fuck. And then by the end of the day, I took a lot of Tylenol for that time because there was a lot of headaches. Like that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, that truck was so fucking loud that if you were going downhill or even just on flat land, Jake braking, coming to a stop sign or whatever, if you rolled the windows down, it would put pressure behind your eyeballs.
No.
That's how loud that truck was. I mean, how old was I? 20, 22. 22, 23. I think I was 22 or 23 when I was working there, and boy, I thought I was hot shit. That was so fucking cool. And
Yeah.
now I'm old. My ears don't work. Where's
Mine,
my money? I
yeah,
want
where's,
some disability. My ears don't work no more.
mine was from shooting guns without ear protection
Well,
and
that was stupid.
too much loud music. Oh yeah, well, one time this is when it really. I think this is well. There's a couple times it really did it, but long story short, I was sitting in the cab of Truck Norris, which was an '85 Dodge Ram, and I was sitting in the cab and I
Truck
had my
Norris.
yeah. This thing was it was a great truck. And I had the window open. My cousin had the door open and had his AK, and he was shooting. He was going to shoot out of it, and he was on the driver's side. And so my window's up,
Yeah.
and
Oh
you know,
yeah. Well,
and dude, he just went pop, 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 and the pressure just, and
yeah.
then not even thinking about it, and just
That's a
shooting all the
fat
time.
ass round too. The 7.62.
Yeah, so that was fun, and then just fireworks a lot, and then for a while just shooting. I mean, I listen to my music so loud, but when I was about
Well, yeah. You
28,
can't hear.
yeah, well,
You got to.
28. I started probably 27. I started wearing ear protection, and that was kind of just like too late at this point.
Yeah.
It
Damn.
was,
Damage is
yeah.
done. You're just keeping it from getting worse
But I'm glad that I do because, man, at least I can hear. Because even like a
for
nine
now.
mil, yeah, even from like a 9 mil, you're still like the second you let that thing off, it's, and you're
Yeah.
like, and everything's muffled, and you're like, I can't,
Yeah.
meh,
The
meh.
only yeah, the only gun I don't usually wear ear protection for is literally like a 22 long gun.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got a couple of 22 lever guns that I won't wear ear pro because it's just a tick tick
yeah.
tick. Did I tell you we went to the range? Me and me and my buddy went to the shooting range a couple weeks ago, and there was a guy 2 booths down from us that had a 22. It was a semi-automatic. It was like an AR style, but it was a 22. He had a suppressor on the end of that thing. You couldn't hear it go off.
Yeah.
It was, and then he had this little 22 handgun, had a little RMR on top of it, and again a suppressor. I think it might have been the same suppressor. But he's like, you guys want to come down here and shoot this? Because we were in there with our 9 millimeters, blowing the shit out of everything. And he said, you want to come down here and shoot this? I was like, yeah, sure. I've never shot a suppressed 22. It's like, what are you, some kind of hitman? Like, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
He said, he was an older gentleman, probably pushing 60. He said, I've had my fun making a bunch of noise. I used to shooting shotguns at the trap house, and well, that has two separate meanings. Um, but he said I had my fun making a bunch of noise. So anyway, I went down there and I put a few rounds. I shot half a dozen rounds out of that 22 pistol. And it was the weirdest thing. I didn't know how to handle it because there was absolutely zero recoil. Like the slide rock back and everything. You could see it go off, but you couldn't hear it go off, and you couldn't
Yeah.
feel it go off. There was absolutely zero recoil to it. You just pull the trigger and you see the dot on the paper. It was like I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know how to fucking react to this.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest sensation.
Well, to that guy's point, 22s, if you're not wearing body armor, are still deadly. Like, you can still put a dude down
Oh yeah.
with the
I mean it, it
22.
it'll take a few more, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you shoot him here, it won't.
Oh
And if you shoot him,
well,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like,
You put a
so,
put a hole in one of their lungs or the chest or their heart or something. Yeah, sure.
well, not only that, but like 22s, you can tap, 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 tap. You can just
Yeah,
let those
right.
things go.
Yep.
And so
That's
it's,
why a lot of guys will carry like a 380 because it's
mhm.
smaller than a 9 mil. There's almost zero recoil to a 380. But they're just when I first started carrying, I was looking into the 380, but for whatever reason 380 ammo it's almost hard to come by, and it's
Mhm.
it's way more expensive than 9 millimeters. So that kind of steered me away from it. But
My brother had a 380 and he sold his gun because he was like, I can't find ammo
yeah,
anywhere for
it's
this
almost
thing.
like
So,
410 shells. You can't hardly find 410s anywhere.
No, you can't. That's the one thing I do like about 12 gauge or 20 gauge is you can find
You
ammo
can find that shit anywhere.
anywhere. Yeah.
That is one thing they sell at Walmart.
Yeah, yeah, they do. Well, Walmart is the biggest gun distributor in the United States.
That makes sense. By location, probably.
Well, forever, the one I had in our town, they took their gun booth out, and then like 6 years ago, maybe five, it brought it back after
Yeah.
a long
Ours
hiatus.
ours did the same thing. They quit selling guns for a while and then brought it back. But they don't sell handguns. They just sell rifles and shotguns.
Yeah,
They don't sell handgun ammo like handgun cartridges.
yeah,
They only sell rifle cartridges, and like the Meyer that we go to, they only sell like 30-06, 308, but that's all labeled like um like Hornady power. I think is it Hornady or Winchester?
yeah,
The PowerPoint for deer hunting, and
yeah.
but they won't just sell like target rounds. It has to be for hunting purposes for them to be
Well,
able to
probably because
sell
you
it.
can still put them down. You can still put somebody down with target rounds, and you'd be like, it's so readily available. But at the same time, it's like,
Yeah,
get your money. At this point,
right.
if I'm selling rounds, I'll just sell rounds. Like, I'm gonna get my
Yeah.
money. I'm not gonna. But even these, like,
Oh, damn it.
I've never heard of Ryo
Oh, there it
share the
is.
experience. I've never heard of that kind of Ryo ammunition group. Have you ever heard of them before?
No. I usually buy my ammo from like Lucky Gunner or ammoseek.com. They usually will like you'll get the best deals out of those websites, and you can buy them in bulk. Like I pretty regularly, about once a year, I'll buy 1,000 rounds of something. I think the last I bought 1,000 rounds of 5.56 a couple years ago. Bought 1,000 rounds of 308 Winchester last year. Bought a bunch of 6.5 Creedmoor last year. I don't typically buy like anything less than probably 500 rounds at a time.
Yeah,
But because you get better deals that way. It's not like you go spend $35 on a box from the store when you can buy for whatever it is, like uh, 70, 80 cents a round at the store, when you can buy it in bulk and only spend 55, 60 cents a round.
yeah.
I think the last time I bought 308, it was like 65 cents a round or something. But if I went to the and it was 500, $600
Hmm.
for 1,000 rounds. The same thing with the 5.56. Like 5.56, actually, if you buy like 5.56 is cheaper than 223, and green tip steel core 5.56 is cheaper than regular like Full Metal Jacket 5.56. So I think the last time I bought green tip 5.56, it was like 27 cents a round. It was stupid cheap, and I bought I mean, of course, I got the bulk discount. It was 1,000 rounds for 27 cents a round, I think it was.
It's not
And
bad.
yeah, you can get pretty good deals on them on those, because like Ammo Seek, it's not, you don't buy your ammo from Ammo Seek. It gives you a list of all, like you can sort it however you want by brand or price per round or whatever, and they they will send, like, if you click on a certain one that you see, it'll send you to
Hmm.
the website where they got that from.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to send me a link to or the name of the couple of these places when we get off here. Um, so I can, because I've got a couple ammo cans I want to fill up. I have a decent amount of rounds, but about 5 years ago, maybe six, I had a ton of rounds, like a lot, like more than
you
I knew
lost
what
them
to
all in
do
a boating
with.
accident.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
Now,
was. Well,
now, now
no,
you
I
get now you got to replenish the supply.
yeah, dude, like because I was like I had so many and then I was like, "Oh, I don't have as much as I wanted." And so
Yeah,
I still have more than enough, but it's like I that's the thing with I love about I really like 7.62, but I like 5.56. I like 12 gauge rounds. I like
yeah,
22s because you can just buy buckets of them for fucking $50 and you've got like 18,000 rounds in a bucket with just, what at Remington, they've got remember those buckets they'd sell of it and you could just
yeah,
buy.
yeah.
Um
Rural King
but
does that. They'll sell buckets of 22. like
Yeah,
2.5 gallon for 2.5 gallon buckets, and I think they at one time they were running deals on 5 gallon buckets of 22s. It
that's
was like
wild,
it was
bro.
like a fuck ass load of 22 cartridges. It was nuts.
God bless America.
No shit. But that was before the great ammo shortage of fucking COVID era, 2019 to 2022, pretty much. You couldn't hardly buy anything.
It just that was such
Like
a weird.
I bought 1,500 rounds of 223, and they were
Mhm,
reloads. I found a company in New Mexico, and they shipped it in like it was like a 5 gallon bucket, but it was square. They shipped it
mhm.
in 500 round bags. I bought 1,500 rounds from them, and they were all reloads. That was literally the only ammo that I could find on the internet at the time was their fucking reloads. They wasn't even factory ammo.
I will say that I know I think we've talked about it before, but that was such. I think when we get older, we'll definitely look at it differently too. But that was such a weird point in time.
It
It was
was,
so
dude.
weird, dude. Just everybody being at home. It was such like a okay, well,
I tell you what, though, as a truck driver during that time, talk about lack of non-essential traffic.
yeah, I
That
bet, dude. I
was,
bet it
oh
changed
my
the game.
God, that was so nice. Especially going through Chicago and shit. It knocked the travel time in half going through Chicago.
That's wild.
Yeah, because there was like four people on the road. You didn't see fucking anybody for miles, and then you'd see one car. You'd see two, three cars instead of just a constant flow of traffic. Like going through small towns, going through like going through Warsaw, Indiana. There's
Yeah.
fucking 15 stoplights through there. Sometimes it'll take you an hour to get through that town if you hit every single stoplight. And if traffic's fucked up, you just kiss your GPS timeline goodbye because you ain't gonna make it.
Well, I here's the thing is I didn't treat anything different. I didn't act any different. I never wore a mask anywhere. I never did anything different. Nothing changed for me as far as like
The
how I acted.
the only place I wore a mask for was the grocery store, just because at some of them they wouldn't even let you in if you weren't wearing one. So I was like, well, fuck it, I guess I'll wear one. And then there was one time, even like after the stupidest part, like after the mask mandates were done with, like some places still required a mask. Like, go fuck
Yeah.
yourself. I'm not.
No.
We went to an Applebee's one time, and like mask mandates were done. Nobody was wearing a mask. The guy come out, like the manager came out with a mask on. Hey, buddy, you need to wear a mask. I'm like, oh the fuck, I don't. Government says we don't have to wear masks anymore.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you got to wear one in here. So get one on or you can leave. And I was like, all right. I've never been back to that Applebee's. You can fuck
No.
yourself. Not
Uh,
that was well during COVID, 5 years ago,
yeah.
6 years ago. I've never been back. Fuck that place.
I had a lady at Myers say something to me and I just walked past her.
Yeah.
And I didn't I never once except for one place I was in line. This is what really pissed me off is because they forced my hand. Um Well, they didn't. I just disagreed with them. It was this place in Fort Wayne, Bunny something ice cream. It's a ice cream shop downtown. And I was
Mm-hmm.
in line with my like to get and she goes, you have to wear a mask. And I was like, I'm not wearing a mask. And she goes, you have to wear one. And I was like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And the manager came out and she goes, sir, I know that, everybody has a different opinion. I was like, well, my opinion stands. And she goes, then you need to leave. And I said, all right. And I gave whoever my card and I was like, just buy my ice cream from 'em. I refused. I refused. I would not wear one. Like, you're not going to tell me what to do. Like, I think that all was a giant test. I really do. I think it was to see how
Yep.
the cattle acted.
Yep.
And would
That's
the cattle
that's
get in
that's
line or what?
yep. That's how I feel too. Well, me and a couple guys back when I was riding motorcycles, we did a weekend trip up to the UP in Michigan,
Hmm.
and we went to uh, a couple restaurants in there. We were, God, what was that place called? It was the Pink Pony or Pink something. It wasn't the Pink Pony Club, but
Yeah.
I think it was just called the Pink Pony. But we had reservations there, but we went across the road it was gonna be a few hours because we got there early. The one of the girls we was with called ahead, and so we got there stupid early. So we went across the road anyway. They were selling pizza by the slice. We, me and one of my buddies went in there. He had a mask on. I didn't. We were standing there. I went to order, and he's like, "Sir, you need to wear a mask." So I pulled my shirt up over my mouth. I was like, "Mask." He was like, "No, that's not a mask." So my buddy ordered. I was like, "All right, whatever." My buddy ordered his slice of pizza, took his mask off, and literally just put it onto my face in reverse, so our mouths weren't
Yeah.
touching because we're not gay.
Yeah.
And 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 then he let me order my pizza.
What a
It's
dumb.
like, what a
That's so
stupid
stupid.
fucking, yeah. It was the
Yeah.
stupidest fucking shit I've ever been a part of, ever. And like, so to go back from the island to St. Ignace where we were staying, we rode the ferry. And same thing. Like, I didn't have a mask on when we left the mainland to go up to the UP. Rode the
Yeah.
ferry all the way there, no mask on. Get off the boat, go do our thing, deal with the fucking dipshit pizza guy. We went to get back on the ferry, and it was a different guy. And he said, "Sir, you need to wear a mask." And I said, "I'm not wearing a mask." He's like, "You need to wear a mask." So I pulled my shirt up over my face. He's like, "That's not a mask." I was like, "What the fuck is the difference? What is
Yeah.
the difference?" Because fucking Hanes was selling masks made out of underwear.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is the difference between underwear and my t-shirt? Nothing. Not a
Not a
fucking
damn
thing.
thing. No.
And so the only way that I could go get back on that ferry is if I went back to their office and bought a mask for $1.
Yeah. Fuck.
Bought a mask for $1, and then I could get on the boat. It was
And
the
the mask didn't do
stupidest.
anything.
And the
It
mask
didn't
didn't
do
fucking do anything.
anything.
It didn't do
Do
a single
anything.
thing. Not a
No.
thing. Nope. It was the stupidest
People
damn.
lost their common sense, bro. People
Yep.
lost their mind and they
And
lost their common sense and their will to think on their own.
a lot of them haven't regained it.
No. I saw a lady 3 months ago wearing a mask inside of her car driving down 30. And I was like, dude,
Like,
what are you doing?
okay, yeah. Like during COVID, I would think that that person is just a fucking retard. But like now, at this point, being so far outside of the pandemic, I in my mind think, well, maybe they have a health condition. Maybe they have an
Yeah.
autoimmune thing, or like maybe they're going through cancer treatment or something. I'm really hoping that they're not just a fucking idiot.
I
Like
think there's people still out there.
I feel bad because it's like I'm wishing that you're going through cancer treatment rather than thinking that you're an idiot. But it's at the
Well,
same time, it's like people cannot be that stupid.
I mean, I'm not calling this lady stupid, but her aunt, my wife's aunt, 2 years ago during Christmas, it's the first time I ever heard somebody say, I'm a COVID survivor. And I was like,
Jesus
it
Christ.
really took, dude, I was like, what?
Wow.
And she goes, I'm a COVID survivor. And I was like, I never thought about that. Like, I never thought
Yeah.
like someone would say that. And it took me, I was taken aback. I was like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it just the lies from the CDC, from Fauci, what you call it, the vaccines, the whole thing. It just
Yeah.
seems so the media attacking, Joe Rogan. It just if you look at it now, it was just to me, it was one giant psyop. Let's just see how these
Yeah.
people are gonna act. Now, did
Yeah.
people get sick from it? Sure. Did somebody
Oh,
probably
oh yeah.
did
I
I
had
got
I had COVID 3 times. The first time I went to the hospital about it because I was so fucking exhausted I couldn't function.
just I like did people probably die from it? Sure, but people die from the flu. People
Yeah.
die from pneumonia. People
And
die from sepsis. Like,
yep.
I mean, well, sepsis is that's not the same thing. But you know what I'm saying? People
Yeah,
die
it's
of
it's well, I
things
mean,
every year.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I have I actually have a family member that died from COVID. Perfectly
Oh,
healthy. Yeah, she was distant relative. They're on my grandpa's side. But she was perfectly healthy, ate right, exercised, like had no I don't know what other word to say, but prerequisites. Like
Yeah.
No, she didn't have, she wasn't on any medication. She was healthy, perfectly healthy. Got COVID, went to the hospital. They put her on a ventilator, and she never woke up.
Well, do you think that putting someone on a ventilator might have had something to do with that? Like,
I do. I
see,
do. Because like I said, and everybody's different.
yeah,
But like I had COVID 3 times. The first time was the worst. The second time was a little better, and the third time it was just like a cold.
yeah,
But the first time, I mean, I was down and out. Like would walk from my bed to the bathroom to go pee and have to sit to pee because I was so fucking exhausted.
really,
Yeah, dude, it was serious. Like just winded, exhausted, lightheaded. It was bad shit for sure. But I got through it.
yeah,
You take Tylenol for the shivers and the pain and the aches. A little bit of Mucinex to keep the shit out of your chest. And like, cause they didn't give me any like antibiotics or like, well, of course, I don't think you could take antibiotics for that, but like, they didn't give me
mhm,
anything when I left the hospital. They gave
yeah,
me an IV. They gave me an IV bag of fluids or two, and they tested me and was like, "Hey, well, you got COVID, so you ready to go home?" And I was like, "Well, let this bag drain in me, so I'm good and hydrated, and then I'll go home."
yeah,
And then they said the recovery, like, you need to be off work for 2 weeks. And it was every bit, it was like a day or two short of 2 weeks before I finally started to feel better again. Like, and for that 2 weeks, I didn't eat. The only thing I really drank was water just to keep my mouth from being dry.
yeah,
Like, it was nasty shit that first round. But then, like, after you have it, you get that your natural immunity. It's like having the flu.
yeah,
I haven't had the flu in a decade or better. I mean, the last time I had the actual flu, I was a kid.
yeah,
And so like you get the natural immunity once you've had it and you got over it, you got better. And then the next, like I said, the next 2 times, the second time was it sucked, and then the third time it was just a cold. I took a little bit of Sudafed and everything was fine. So I don't, and I didn't get vaccinated. I haven't been vaccinated. I haven't had any of the boosters. Like,
yeah,
once you have it and you get the antibodies built up, it's like we have a COVID season now. It's just like the flu.
yeah. Well,
It comes around every year. This year was a different variant. I think they called it razor throat or something. It was basically like having strep, but not
yeah,
streptococcus.
yeah.
It was COVID-19 razor throat because it felt like you had razor blades in your throat.
I
But
when I had COVID, it wasn't anything like well, okay. The first 12 hours, I had a fever, I had a headache, and then I woke up the next day and I felt 1,000 times better. I took a
yeah,
COVID thing and I felt fine, and
yeah.
that was it. And then when I actually no, I didn't have it. I don't know, but I never got a vaccine. And speaking of vaccines, the mother of my children, her grandpa and I um got into a discussion about it, and he's a hardcore Democrat, nice guy, really good guy, hardworking man, but like hardcore Democrat. And we were talking about this vaccine, and I've always wanted to use the word gobbledygook in a conversation or argument, and he brought up the vaccine and I used that word. I'm like, that is gobbledygook, and I felt inside so happy, like in that
Yeah,
moment, to be like, I actually use this old-timey word
yeah.
to make a point. And so, but my point and all that was, it was so weird, like it was just such a weird time. And this is another kind of left turn, but the Tiger King, the
Oh my
Tiger King
God.
was always. Now, before we talk about this, I'm gonna have to take a break real quick and use the restroom for like all of two
Okay,
seconds. I'm
you go
chugging
pee.
water.
I'll play with myself.
Do it. I want to hear it.
Hell yeah.
My sweater got stuck on the door twice.
Suck it in.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because it's got like it's like a knitted fabric, and so it's got like these little like it's
Oh
just
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, Tiger King. That was that show through the country and the world, I think, quite
yeah.
frankly, for such a
He's
world.
still on social media like free Tiger King. I'm tired of being in prison.
He's still in. What did he? Isn't he in prison for trying to kill Karen Baskin or something? Or
Carol,
like Carol Baskin? Didn't he try to? Well, her
that
whole thing
bitch.
with her ex husband, dude, that is
Yeah,
wild. I thought they were going to do a documentary about that, and they never did.
yeah. That's one thing. Because I was I'm trying to think. I was pretty much over the road trucking then, so I didn't really have time to do much watching TV or whatever. So that's one thing I never. I'm not real educated on Tiger King. I just know he
Oh,
had tigers,
bro.
and that bitch Carol Baskin killed her ex husband, and
It was
he was gay and like to turn straight dudes gay, and like everybody's a little gay. That was the only thing I got out of that.
I'll give you the I let me give you some information. So Tiger King, so here's some fun facts about the guy. He was a country singer, but he wouldn't sing. It wasn't him singing, it was somebody else singing, and he would just like just look up Tiger King music video when you get out of here and just watch, and it's clearly not him.
So it's
So
like
here
Will Smith AI in his fucking crowds.
yeah, except it's just a voiceover of this other guy. So not only that, here's some other things. So about the gay guys. So what happened was he would just offer these dudes meth. And then one of his partners, it's on camera. He
Mm-hmm.
was drugged up and he sat in the office and there was a guy in there with him. And he had a Ruger. And he told the guy, you know, you can't fire the gun if the clip's out of it. And so he had the clip out of it and shot himself in the head. So
Shit.
the funeral happened. The Tiger King guy, I don't know what his name is. He went to the funeral where this guy's mother, and this guy was way young. He was in his 20s. And went to the funeral. His mom was there and said some horrific things, like sexual things in front of everybody. And his mother and everything at this funeral.
Joe
So,
Exotic,
Joe Exotic, yes.
whose real name is Joseph Maldonado Passage.
Yep. And he had a shady like business partner who was super shady, and he hated Carol Baskin. He paid. It was like before it was a thing. He had a whole server and all this stuff where he would do a talk show every night or every week, and there was like 10 listeners, but he paid money and all this to just podcast basically on how much he hated Carol Baskin. I mean, he hated this woman. By I mean
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And then there was, I'll never forget this because it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. A worker there, this female who had like super short, like buzz cut hair, she got her arm bit off by
Hell yeah.
a tiger. And the first thing he says is, he walks in the office, he goes, I'm never going to financially recover from this. So that's the first thing he says, right? So
That's where the
she
meme comes from.
doesn't sue him. She comes back to work 5 days later
Damn.
after getting her, yeah. And then there's another funny
Dedicated.
scene, yeah, where
I
these
could never.
tigers, he's like telling these tigers what to do, and he's in their pen, and it's a big pen. Well, these tigers get a hold of his legs and he's on the ground, and there's people around him, there's people videotaping him, and he's screaming for help and no one's helping him, and to the point where he has to take out his pistol. He always carried like a old style revolver and just started letting rounds off near this tiger until the tiger just let him go. And he goes, nobody wants to help me. Y'all saw me out there,
Oh,
did
I called for help 3 times. Not a. Yeah.
yeah, that part. And but that whole, it's not just about Joe Exotic. I mean, he's the main character, but they have all these people that are like exotic cat people, and it's a weird like it's almost like a sexual thing. Like they'll just bring them
Hell
to
yeah.
Vegas and be like, they'll walk around with this little tiger, and then the girls be like, oh my god, and they're like, well, I've got three more tiger cubs upstairs, and then they'll just, it's a weird like power thing. And but Joe Exotic,
Roll
dude,
Tide.
the Roll Tide, and one of one of the, he it was just such a strange, and the fact that I wonder what he's still wait. Can you look up what he's in prison for exactly? Whether it's like harassing. Oh, this is hilarious. So what he would do is Carol Baskin had a company, And so what he would do is he would make the logo of his company almost the same as hers, and then he'd go around like to her local businesses and like harass them and just do all kinds
Oh,
of wild shit. Yeah.
Joe Exotic, also known as Joseph Maldonado Passage, is in prison for a murder for hire plot against Carol Baskin, a
Yeah.
rival big cat owner, and is serving a 21-year sentence.
You know, if you say his name 3 times, he shows up like Beetlejuice. That's what he wants people to do.
Don't do that. I don't want to get butt fucked into Tiger Hill.
Just hear in the background. Oh no.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Your sleep paralysis demon is Joe Exotic.
Joe
Just yeah.
just standing in the corner of the room. I hate that bitch Carol Baskin.
It's like, okay, me too. Me too. Let me wake up.
Want some meth? I'll fuck your butt.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but think about it. But he, at the same time, he was nuts, but he was smart enough that he made like millions of dollars and
Oh
had
yeah.
like this whole, so very weird guy, like Southern cowboy, but also extremely homosexual, and just really threw out like he's one of those guys that you just don't know how to place him. Like,
He's he's trying to get pardoned.
yeah,
He was asking DJT to pardon him.
dude, he's asked Trump to pardon him. He's asked
Yeah.
everybody to pardon him, and nobody will pardon him.
Here's a
But
question: Is Joe Exotic still alive? Yes. He turned 62 in March of 2025. He's fucking old.
well, he, like I said, so like if your company name was like, like CTZ, he would name his like CTV, and he would do the same coloring, the same everything. So he would just copy, he would just constantly harass and pick on Carol Baskin. But Carol
Hell yeah.
Baskin, the thing of it is like they were going to make a documentary about her because everybody thought she killed her ex-husband.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
just thought that
yeah, I
she
remember
fed
that.
him. Yeah, and it's a very weird story, and his kids got nothing. His other wife got nothing. She got all this stuff, and they're all
He's
cheetah print. Ugh.
he's currently incarcerated at the Federal Medical Center in Fort Worth, Texas. He's being held hostage in a hospital.
Well, like that, you're like that guy said, you're just one or two decisions away from being on the other side of the
Yeah.
table, and it took Joe just plotting to kill Carol Baskin.
Well, with that call back, that'd be a good place to end this one, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, I'll take
One,
that.
one or two decisions away from fucking your life up.
Yeah,
That's
everybody, hope you have a
that's
great.
yeah. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, we'll get you on the next one. But yeah, no, I think that this was a good one. I'm good to cut here.
I think this was the best one so far.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
Just
think I got to work on the intro a little bit better. Like, and I liked the way this one moved. It moved really. Well, how about we do this after we we have
well,
our post.
you can cut this bit out.
All right. Well, hang on. Let's. Well, I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you for listening, or a great day whenever you're listening to this. And we'll see you on the next one.
Ta ta.
Ta-ta. All right.